Welcome back to the 47th Annual San Francisco Pride Parade on Coffee TV, presented by Kaiser Permanente. Rise and thrive.
And welcome back to the 47th Annual San Francisco Pride Parade. The sun is breaking through the fog, and we just saw a beautiful contingent go by with Genentech.
I love hearing the music of none other than Kippy Marks up on that floor with a wonderful violin.
Yes, Recology. Kippy's a acclaimed violinist that was in that last contingent. Coming up next, I see the GLBT Historical Society.
And one of our Grand Marshals, Amy Sioshi.
She spoke eloquently at the Pride Brunch yesterday, an educator at San Francisco State University. You know, our history is so important. The GLBT Historical Society has an archives and museum, and really do a great job asking people to donate information and gather information so people know our past to prepare for the future.
When that museum opened on 18th Street, it's the first gay museum in the world, and it's a wonderful tourist attraction as well as local people coming and seeing our history right there.
You also see San Francisco State University, one of the largest universities in the California State University system. And UCSF, University of California, San Francisco. You know, back in my day, there was no Gay Straight Alliance or any gay organization.
Not so long ago.
That's right. And it's so important today that no matter what level of education you're at, that you know that you can be your authentic self and not be fearful of being harassed or bullied.
And when it does happen, speak up.
Exactly. Here we see the Alliance Health Project services for the LGBTQ and HIV community. They're sporting black shorts with rainbow wording that says resist, which is the theme for this year's parade as a subtext to a celebration of diversity. HIV clinic at Ward 86. Such a history for our community. At the beginning of the epidemic, there were certain people that would not even touch or serve people that had HIV, and there were many heroes at that Ward 86 taking care of the sick and dying.
And one of the things that really united our community, because you had lesbians caring for gay men, you had older people caring for younger people. We were so much better when we all worked together on the same side.
An icon in the community, Rita Rocket, did brunches at the AIDS ward at General Hospital every Sunday.
We love you, Rita.
She's living in Ohio now, but a shout out to Rita Rocket. The turning point of the epidemic was 1996 when protease inhibitors came out, and we started seeing survivors of HIV and AIDS. It's still a huge issue in the world. Kind of sad that the current president wiped out the HIV/AIDS website on the White House, but with advocacy, we hope to get our administration back on board supporting this important community.
Because we're going to resist.
That's right.
Let's enjoy some music.
Hello, we're here on Market Street with Mela from ELA para Trans Latinas. Tell us about your organization.
Hi everyone, our organization is an organization who helps LGBTQ. Most of them are T-girls, transgenders with referrals. It's a drop-in center where you can just come and hang out with friends. We have some workshops and HIV testing, so we invited you guys to come and enjoy us. We have our own website on Facebook, Elas para Trans Latinas, so we hope you come and visit and hang out with us, and happy Great Pride.
Happy Pride. Thank you, guys.
All right, we just saw a beautiful float go by Grayton Resort and Casino. Beautiful sponsor for San Francisco Pride for several years now. We also saw a contingent with Shepherd Mullen, one of the top law firms in the Bay Area with over 600 employees. They serve as the pro bono legal services for San Francisco Pride for the last few years. And coming up, we have the San Francisco Leather Pride contingent. This community has raised millions of dollars over decades. One of the ways they do it is by electing title holders in competitions in bars and other venues, and these title holders go out and raise money all throughout the year. This is their 22nd year in the Pride Parade. A beautiful color guard and banner leading the contingent. They represent the leather, fetish, sex positive, and motorcycle groups in the Bay Area and beyond. There are actually leather communities all around the world, and every year in the United States there's the International Mr. Leather Contest and International Ms. Leather Contest. This year there were over 60 contestants in the annual event in Chicago. An icon of our community who passed a few years ago is Daddy Alan Selby. He was from London and brought his leather shop to San Francisco called Mr. S Leather. It's still a highly successful business that sells products and gear to the leather community. You can order online or visit it in the South of Market area. They're carrying a huge leather pride flag, or symbols of black, blue, and white stripes with a big red heart on it, symbolizing the compassion they have for the community and the fundraising they do all year. They're doing a big shout out to our camera crew here with Coffee TV. It looks like they're collecting donations in that flag, possibly. There's a lot of bare chests in this contingent today. We're lucky the sun's coming out. I myself served as, of all things, Mr. San Francisco Leather way back in 1996. And it was a huge platform for me to raise money, raise issues, and Beautiful part of the community. And historically, one of the largest contingents in the San Francisco Pride Parade is Apple. Tim Cook is probably the highly most recognizable openly gay CEO in the world, and he uses that influence to advance our movement. Several years ago, Apple had, some say, over 5,000 employees and friends and families in the parade. And this year looks no different. They're all waving rainbow flags. Some people ask, why do we have corporations involved in this community parade? And not only do they provide sponsorship to support the $2.7 million budget to put on the event and two-day festival, they also advocate for our community. They were filing amicus briefs for federal marriage rights when there were religious exemption laws coming down in several states. A lot of the tech companies in the Bay Area took out full-page ads in these different cities to resist religious exemption laws that would make it legal for companies to discriminate on housing and employment. That is a sea of rainbow flags. And the sun breaks through just in time. We're seeing signs that say love wins. There's easily over 1,500 marchers in the Apple contingent here today. Seeing families, children on backs, and they chose to put their Apple logo on all different colors of the rainbow today. Silicon Valley is so important to our movement. Many of these companies have policies in place to make sure there's no discrimination. They recognize that talent comes from all walks of life. They also want to have immigration rights that are supportive of them recruiting the best talent from around the world. It's hard to think, not that long ago, cell phones were not even heard of, and now every year Apple comes out with another release, iPhone 6, 7, more technology, more access, more communicating around the world. If you're watching and texting, it's hashtag SFPride and hashtag resist. All right, next up is the San Francisco AIDS Foundation. 35 years ago, this was founded originally as the KS Foundation. This year's parade contingent, once again, carries a banner bearing the words, "Fighting for Our Lives," as it did in the worst years of the epidemic. First. All right, we're seeing the AIDS Life Cycle contingent coming up with a banner announcing $15,160,771 raised in 2017. This is a big annual event. These men and women train for a year and form teams and compete to raise funds for HIV and AIDS. They ride all the way from San Francisco to Los Angeles, and there's a whole road crew of people that are at various stops providing nourishment, entertainment, and inspiration. They have a bus for people that have to bow out and get a repair job on their bike or their foot. And I'll tell you, this is a labor of love. I have had several friends who have done the AIDS ride, and it's life-changing for people. It's 545 miles, and it's not a level course through the middle of the country. It is hills and valleys. Seen a longtime member of our community, Miguel Gutierrez, famous for his costuming. And the Verisphere group, this is like the Dada mixed with costumes on acid group. Every year you can expect a multitude of colors and fabrics and contrasts and makeup. And the beautiful message of love heals. This was important at the beginning of the AIDS epidemic as well. When there wasn't medicine to help keep you alive, it was often the love of a friend or family member or roommate that got you through the dark days. Of course, we have a lot of iconic cable cars. They're motorized in the parade, of course. Our parade manager, Marsha Levine, told me this is the most floats they've ever had in the parade with 30 to 40. There's a float barn in San Francisco. It's on a pier jetting out right across the water. And Stephanie Munson is the decorator for these floats. When the Golden State Warriors won their championship game, it throws a wrench in her game because she had to put on a parade across the bay and get those floats across the Bay Bridge. But she brought it all back and has 30 floats in it this year. We see coming up Phil Ting, Assembly member. He was elected to the State Assembly in 2012, representing the 19th Assembly District. That spans the west side of San Francisco, as well as the communities of Broadmoor, Colma, Daly City, and South San Francisco. He is a leading advocate for ensuring equal rights for all Californians, make sure we invest in education, and also harnessing technology to build a cleaner, greener economy and to open up government to its citizens. He is in one of the classic cars. We're so lucky to have the Freewheelers organization donates a lot of cars to the Pride Parade every year. These are enthusiasts of antique cars that keep them in tip-top shape, enter them in competitions. They provide them for honorees and dignitaries and elected officials every year. Phil Ting has a lot of supporters today, all wearing the same t-shirt, Phil Ting, fighting and uniting. And Menage a Trois, love the one you're with is their slogan. Very popular wine company, also donating a lot to charity for our community. Let's go back to the street now with Oscar Raimundo. What's going on, Oscar?
Hi, guys. I'm here on Market Street with the Organizational Grand Marshal Award for the Gay Men's Chorus. Here, Tim, tell us about your organization and how do you guys feel today?
would love to. The chorus is now 39 years old. It's the first openly gay chorus on the planet, and now they're all over the world. So we sing and serenade for San Francisco. We celebrate with everybody today and are really honored to be elected Grand Marshals. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Music brings the people together. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Oscar. And we got to hear Tim speak at the Pride Brunch yesterday, representing the Gay Men's Chorus and telling us their history. They're in their 39th year, going on 40. And he even sang a little bit with the famous song that started the choir, Fighting for Our Lives. And very inspirational director they have for the Gay Men's Chorus. They perform at a lot of official events for the city of San Francisco, and they're going on tour to a lot of the red states across America to help educate people about tolerance and diversity. And we'll be right back with the 47th Annual Pride Parade. Stick with us. Stay tuned.